Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 2. It's titled Rocky Mountain Romance. It should have been titled The Ugliest Shoes I Ever Saw on a Bride. That's what it should have been titled, because all these brides had on the ugliest shoes I ever saw. Let's get started. Okay, so Emily and Brennan. So we pick up where we left off. Emily and Brennan got married. And the first question he asked her is the never been in a relationship question. It's winter in Denver, right? And there's snow on the ground, right? And they have them outside. I don't give a damn if there's a fire pit. I'm wearing a sleeveless, backless dress. I'm staying my ass inside, okay? Thank you very much. I'm not going to be catching pneumonia for these people. It's crazy to me that they had them go outside and it's snow on the ground. That means it's cold. They did put on a coat and she did put on a furry shawl. But what about her toes and her fingers? When I'm outside in the cold, my nose tends to run. When I'm sitting out there in the cold, my nose is going to be running. No way. Anyway, she told him he passed the look test. Now he got to pass the personality test. So they talk about partying. He told her he's Russian. They talk about pets. They seem to like each other physically. Next up, it's Becca and Austin. Becca goes dress shopping. She wants crazy with a style of class. And the first dress she tries on, I don't know if this is the first dress she tried on, but they made it seem like it's the first dress she tried on because it was the only dress they showed her in. So I'm going to say it was the first dress she tried on. So the first dress she tried on, surprisingly, I didn't hate it. It wasn't bad at all. She looked carefree and comfortable, and the dress flattered her cleavage. Something I think Austin will appreciate. So Austin goes tux shopping, and Austin tries on a dark green tux. And it looks okay, but wrinkled. What kind of tux store did they have these people go to? He tried on a black tux, and that looked much better, but it was also wrinkled. It was wrinkled in the sleeves and wrinkled in the back. But I think it fit him better than the first one did. Anyway, it's the wedding day, and while doing hair and makeup, her bridesmaid wants to know if she plans on telling her groom about her illness. Why do they always bring up these crazy negative subjects? It's her wedding day. She's supposed to be happy. I guess it's because it's a show, they want us to talk about this stuff. I don't know. Over in Austin's camp, Austin is saying he wants her to be outgoing and social. He said, but if she's not, then he's just going to have to deal with it. Back over in Becca's camp, Becca looks good. She's got on her full wedding garb with makeup and hair done, and she looks good. But she's wearing an ugly pair of shoes. Her shoes, they are ugly. Then the groom gets a gift from the bride, and it's a cheap camera. It's one of those cheap throwaway cameras. And I guess she gave it to him because she's a wedding photographer. He gives her a gift, and lo and behold, it's the perfume that she wears every day. Anyway, her friends are happy for her. They are very supportive, and they're all crying. Happy tears, I guess. So she gets to the venue. She walks in. She's all smiles and happy. She's jumping up and down. She runs into his arms. They hug. They introduce themselves to each other. He is crying. She gives him tissue. She tells him he is handsome. The officiant reads what their family wrote about them to each other. And he finds out that they are both always late. That's a pet peeve for me. If you're going to be late, you got to call me or text me and let me know that you're going to be late. I can't be sitting there wondering, are you going to show up? What's going on? That's a pet peeve of mine, being late. Anyway, They read their vows and found out that they have a lot in common. They said their I do's and they exchanged rings. And Becca made Austin do the traditional breaking of the glass. He, stomps on the glass and breaks. Is that a Greek tradition or something? I don't know. And they kiss or made out. Call it what you want. It looked like they were making out to me. But anyway. They get to go sit outside in the cold as well. She tells him that she doesn't drink. So there were 2 bottles of champagne there. I guess one with non-alcohol and one with alcohol. But they shake up the bottle, open it up, and spray the alcohol, the champagne all over the place and waste the champagne. I hate when people do that. They sit down and he tells her about his female living roommate. She says she don't care about that. She don't mind. And they found out that they're both 31 years old. And they talk about what they do for a living. And then they chit-chat. Next up, Claire and Cameron. Claire goes dress shopping. And let me say this again. I think this couple is not a match. I just do not think she's going to like him. And I'm worried for him. He seems so dull and so, and she seems so up. She's not going to like him. Last week I didn't catch where he's from. He's from New Zealand. And I hope his family can make it to the wedding. But later on we found out that his family can't make it to the wedding. He moved from New Zealand, 20 years ago or something like that? What happened to his family? His family can't come over for the wedding? There's no flights from New Zealand to the States? Why his family can't come over? I think him and his family are estranged. I don't think he's talking to his family. Anyway, her dress was nice. It's a mermaid dress, and I love a mermaid dress. But I wished it was toned down some. It had too much sparkle and too much lace on it for me. Too much. Cameron goes tux shopping. And he put on a navy blue tux. And it looks okay. He liked it. Now it's time for the wedding. Claire is crying because her brother is not there. We found out last episode that her brother is no longer with us. And over in Cameron's camp, he's hanging out with his friends and he's wearing a wrinkled up shirt. I guess Cameron don't know what an iron is. His shirt is wrinkled up. So back over at Claire's camp, Claire's sister is just doing the most. She's coming on strong. I think that was her sister. The sister said she has high expectations of the man, of the groom. The sister wants him to be a hard worker so that he can give Claire a good life. He has to be funny. He has to be genuine. He has to be kind. He has to be successful. And he has to have a high drive. I guess she wants her sister to marry someone who's wealthy. So where's her husband? Where your husband at, girl? Where your husband? But Claire is like, no, we got to be patient. We got to be kind. We got to be nice to him. We can't, just go in there judging him and having high expectations of him. So Claire, she's pretty down to earth. And, I kind of like that about her, but I don't think she's going to like him. Poor Cameron. Run, Cameron, run. Claire looks good in her wedding dress, but she's also wearing ugly shoes. Why are they wearing these ugly shoes? And the cameraman made sure, or camera person, made sure they zoom in on all their shoes. Anyway, Claire sends Cameron a gift. It's a little piece of her family's plaid. I guess her family's from Scotland. And Cameron sent Claire a gift, and it's an ugly stuffed animal. She don't know what kind of animal it is. She don't like it. She put it over to the side. She don't like it. And they're off to a horrible start. And this is going to be a disaster. But Cameron is wearing her plaid, and I thought that was nice. Next up, it's Lauren and Orion. It's time for Lauren and Orion's wedding. Her expectations are not too high. She tells her friends that you can turn a 4 into a 5, but she's not sure you can turn a 2 into a 5. Well, I think Orion is a 5. I think he's about a 5. In the meantime, Orion tells his friend, I can't insult people like that and not insult myself too. I think I'm about a 4. With the way I look and my personality and my selfishness, all that combined, I think I'm a 4. Okay, Orion, so I'm below you. Because not too many people can put up with me. Okay, sometimes I can't put up with me. Anyway, back to Orion. In the meantime, Orion tells his friends that he is not focusing on what she looks like. He is thinking more about her, what he wants in a marriage, like values. Back over at her camp, she tells her friends that she basically wants someone who's a good communicator, someone who can communicate well. And they both seem to be level-headed. But I don't think it's going to work out for these two. I just don't. I don't think they're going to find each other physically attractive. Anyway, Lauren is dressed for a summer wedding. And we know it's not summer. It's freezing out there. There's snow on the ground. There's ice on the ground. And I think her dress is not fancy enough for her to be the bride. For a bride. Her dress is plain. It's not fancy enough to be a bride. A bride's dress. And then she's wearing the ugliest shoes I ever did see. All of the brides wore ugly shoes. Anyway, she sends him a gift, and it's a flask with rum and a letter. He sends her a traditional turquoise necklace and a letter. And she did not put on the necklace. I would have worn the necklace. Why not wear the necklace? So he wraps his hair in the traditional style and put on earrings. I didn't like the earrings. No, I didn't like the earrings. He looked good except for the earrings. And last week I said he had a cute little body. He does have a cute little body. Lauren's sister-in-law gave her something old, a necklace from the grandmother, and a picture of her mother on a keychain. And I'm thinking about her being taller than him. She is pretty tall, and I don't think he's that tall, so I think she's going to be taller than him, and I'm worried about that. So, Orion goes in and greets everyone, and Lauren has to walk outside in the cold to get to the venue. At least their wedding is inside and not outside. And I think Orion got really, really nervous when he saw that the bride's side was black. He realized he was getting a black bride. When he saw that her side of the people were black, I think he got nervous because now he knows he's getting a black wife. He started talking about, oh boy, I got to shake it off, That's what he kept saying. So anyway, she gets to the altar. They smile at each other. She's wearing heels, so she is a little bit taller than him. But if she wasn't wearing heels, she probably would be his height. He told her she looked phenomenal. And she told him she liked his earrings. Go figure. And the officiant, she did her job. She read off what the family wrote about them. And they both read their vows. They said their I do's. They exchanged rings. Then the officiant told him he may kiss his bride. And he asked her if she would like a kiss. And she said yes. And he laid one on her. She had to kind of like push him away or stand back a little bit for him to stop. I don't think she was expecting that type of kiss. But they held each other's hand and walked back down the aisle. And I wish them the best. They go off to talk, and thank God they were inside. They weren't outside with no damn fire pit. They were inside. She probably said, I'm not going out there. It's cold out there. Because she was inside. They sit down to talk, and they have nothing really to say to each other. In her confessional, she said he is tall and cute. She found out that he is younger than her. He is 27. She's 31. She's 4 years younger than him. They found out that they both are big on astrology. She's asking him all kinds of questions. And he basically, all he's basically doing is sitting there with a weird smile on his face. He did tell her about his hair and his culture. And then they chit-chatted some more. Next up, they showed Michael. I'm gonna turn this fan off. I'm getting cold. Next up, they showed Michael again. What they keep showing Michael for? We want to see the girl that dumped him. So we see Michael getting dressed for his wedding and chatting to his groomsmen. Come to find out that the bride is the one that sent him the sword and the crown. She sent him a sword, a crown, and bed slippers. Because I was wondering, why the hell would he bring a sword and crown? But she is the one that sent that to him. So he gets to the altar and he's talking to the people on her side, but the camera people don't show us her side of the family. They only show us his side. Then they show again the back of the bride walking down the aisle. When she gets to the aisle, she tells him that she does not want to marry a stranger. And he basically tells her he understands. She tells him that he is amazing and that she is sorry, and she walks off. She was the one that sent him the sword. She sent him the sword and a crown and bed slippers. So when she was sending him this, at what point did she decide that she was not going to, that she did not want to go through with the process? Because she had just sent him the sword, the crown, and the bed slippers. So at what point did she decide that, no, I don't want to go through with this? I don't know. Anyway, he cries. His groomsmen, they console him and they're supporting him. The runaway bride wrote him a letter and returned all the gifts that he gave her. He said she didn't ask for the sword back, so he's keeping it. And they should have gotten him another wife. A whole bunch of women applied for this show. Why didn't they find him somebody else? Or find us another couple? A whole bunch of people applied. Find us another couple. The hell? Well, this is the end of my review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.